FlossTube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 9th of April and this is FlossTube 94. Hello and welcome. Welcome here if you're new. I think there might be a few of you that have come from all directions. Tell me how you found me. I know there's been a few shout outs for the Under 1,000 Subs Club, which we'll talk about a bit later. So it's quite exciting to hear my name being shouted out as part of that too. So yeah, we'll talk about that later anyway. So welcome if you're a new viewer. It's lovely to have you here. In case you are new and you you're thinking, I don't know why I'm here. I'm Kerry. This is a channel about FlossTube and a little bit of reading and stuff like that, really. If you are new, I live in Worcestershire in England and I have been stitching for 17 years. I work as an administrator and I own Black Pear Stitchery, which is a needlework accessories shop on Etsy. All the links for that are down below. Yeah, so this is me. Here I am. This is coffee. I love coffee. Oh yeah, this is a Wimbledon mug. You've seen it lots of times before. It's one of my favourite mugs. I love tennis and Formula One. I've been to the All England Club a couple of times to see the tennis, which was amazing. I hope to get back in the future. Yeah, I'm a very eclectic stitcher, I guess. I stitch all sorts. Yeah, I love my smalls then. So, in today's video, oh, welcome back if you knew all that already. I've got to finish. I've got a pile of FFOs. I was true to my word. Say it on FlossTube, it's got to be true. My dining table is an absolute mess. I literally had to clear a space of the FFO stuff and Black Pear stuff and other stuff that we've gotten out over the weekend, last weekend, so I could film. So, welcome to my dining room. It's the Easter holidays here, so both kids are at home. Yeah, my eldest finishes school in 6 weeks' time. That seems crazy. He's waiting to hear whether he's gotten his place at college yet to study art and design. So for those of you who aren't in the UK or have different schooling systems, generally education finishes at 16. Then you're required to go on to further education, which is what my eldest will be doing. So school finishes generally at 16, unless you've got a sixth form college attached to your school. And then you go on to further education, studying A-levels or equivalent qualifications. My son's chosen to go and do art and design, which will be a gateway to, so either at 18 you can either choose at that point to stop education and go into the workplace or university. So that's kind of the education route here. So my eldest is waiting to hear about college, and my youngest starts high school in September. So it's a year of kind of endings and new beginnings. So yeah, it's crazy. Right then, you come for the stitching. You've had 3 minutes of family life. Well, I'm going to carry on now then. Lockdown is starting to be lifted in little increments here. Last week we were able to see my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. That's her big sister and her husband. It's the first time we've seen them since last July. They live about 3.5, 4 hours away from us. It was wonderful to see them. Oh, we have such a laugh. My sister-in-law's brilliant fun. So she's probably watching, so hello Shannon and hi Paul. I was able to gift them something, so we're going to talk about that. So we are now segueing into the stitching. So as many of you know, last year I stitched the Alice in Wonderland sampler from Cross Stitcher magazine. I'll have to dig out the details and put it all below. I really should I keep a list on my computer so I can just copy and paste stuff into my show notes, and I've been deleting all the finished ones. I should have like a finished but not FFO'd list. Yeah, hand gestures. So anyway, this is designed by Amanda Butler for the Cross Stitcher magazine. It started with the February 2020 issue and ran for 13 issues. I think it's issue 353 it started with. Mine is stitched on 18 count parchment Zweigart Aida with all the called for DMC, and I changed the beads to petites rather than regular mill hills. So inserting photograph here, and I'm going to leave it on the screen for ages. It may already be up there. I had a custom made frame from the Cabin, which is a local frame shop. They do really good frames, really quick turnaround. They do custom framing as well, but I always do my own framing. And it was ridiculously reasonable. It wasn't, when I say it wasn't much more than a regular off-the-shelf frame, it really wasn't much more. So super happy with how it turned out. Wouldn't have given grey a consideration as a frame, but everything else we tried just did not look. We tried the black, we tried the white, we tried a natural wood. It just didn't look right. And the girl helping me choose, she was just kind of like, can I just suggest we try this? And the girl was just like, that's the one. It was just kind of like, we've been like, no, a lot of it, and then she was like, this one. I was like, yes, that one. It was just kind of, yeah, perfect for it. So I am so pleased with how it turned out. Yeah, absolutely over the moon with it now. My sister's a chatter. She likes to talk. I guess it's kind of part of her job. She talks to a lot of people a lot of time. She works within the learning development in retail, and yeah, she was stunned inside. She just kept looking at it going, is this really mine? Yes, yeah, that's really yours. She was like, my brother-in-law was trying to show her the Christmas present we bought him, Star Wars origami book, by the way, and she's just like, I don't care, just not interested. Just kept looking, just going, can't believe this, can't believe this. So yeah, she was over the moon, and that's why I've left it on screen and rambled on it for ages, because I am absolutely, you know, it was one of my biggest projects last year. I'm thrilled with how it turned out, despite the fact it gave me fits a lot of the time. The backstitch was a nightmare. But I'm so happy to have gifted it, and I know that she will cherish it. She's an absolutely huge Alice in Wonderland fan. She has Alice pieces all over her house, and all sorts of Alice collectibles. She has Alice tattoos. She had Alice themed bits at her wedding. So, you know, she is a big Alice fan, and that was perfect for her. And yeah, so I'm so glad you like it, Shannon. Anywho, right, moving on. So I did a bit more FFOing. The stuff that we'd recorded, the stuff was out, we went with it. So I started with the flat folds and the flat mounts and stuff like that. Actually, talking about my sister-in-law, we went for a lovely 4.5 mile walk around. It was a beautiful day, it was cool, but I brought another I bought a biscuit. I can't see one in here. I had a little biscuit last year, and I bought a big one this year from the garden centre. She said, in the bag that she bought me a kids and handbag. That's what she bought me for Christmas. She said, I've got this frame that I saw, and I was just kind of like, thought it might be good for you for finishing stuff, and it was perfect for my little bendy stitchy pattern. And he wanted a white frame for it. I was thinking oval, but when this was like, yeah, that's perfect. So I've added the lace in today, and now I'm not so sure. So I don't know whether that might come out, or I might do it so it's just a tiny bit of lace, sort of more, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So I FFO'd 2 of my Lizzie Kates. So I've got a board that these just clip onto, so they are just washers. And that's got a crease in the middle, nothing mud. So I'm waiting, I've got one more of these to do, but I'm waiting on buttons. I thought I had buttons, but I don't. So waiting on buttons for that. I did some of the months that I've got done. I mean, I know these months are past now, but they live in this little frame. So the frame's got little kind of lips there. So they will sit in like that. That's a bit crooked, but you know, we'll put it in a bit straighter when I put it in. So they will sit in like, oh. Anyway, they'll sit in like that, it'll look fine. There's no glass, there's just a bit of felt behind them. So February, oh, they're looking really crooked. I clearly can't put things in straight. February, January is a bit of a squeeze actually, but it always was. So there we go, it's January. Let's move it across a bit. There we go. So I haven't done March because it's still attached to the bit for February, but I've cut all the mount board for these. I'm really frugal with my finishing stuff. I save bits of ribbon from everything and offcuts of sticky felt, and everything was done with offcuts of foam core. So I managed to do all those with offcuts, and then I had a couple of slightly larger pieces that these came out of, and I cut the rest of those ready. Because they really are, there is a piece of felt which I've cut inside, and I've cut the felt too, and then they are sticky taped down, so they're not heirloom pieces, I'm not bothered. So there's that. And then I started on the other 2 months. So this is January. Now these aren't quite done. I've still got the thread to put on, and I need to pull the colour for it. So and I haven't picked up the board. They needed something extra here because of the board that they go on. And then my plan is just to sew. I've got a couple of snowflake charms for this one, and then there's February. And then I've got a couple of heart charms. I haven't quite decided whether I'm stitching these ones on yet, the heart charm, because as I said, all of them were different, and Beads Unlimited have got free postage this weekend, so I might go through all the charts at some point this weekend and order some pairs of charms and just have all the charms ready. So that's for those. My last finishes, I think. Keep looking around thinking, it felt like I did more over those 2 days, but these are my favourites that I did. I FFO'd the flamingos. Because I did them on 18 count, the template that Kathy Huberman gives you was too big. So my hubby does CAD, and I went, I need a, oh, what's the word? That shape. Like an archway-y, that kind of, I can't think what the word is. I need that. I need it to be this big. And he was like, click, 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 print. You know, when people are like that, I mean, he did my shield for me, it was perfect. Because yeah. So if I have awkward shaped templates, I know where I'm going. Because, I mean, if it's a circle, I'll get a plate out. That's not a plate or a cup, or I look around and go, yeah, that's round, I'll draw on that. Squares, not a problem. I can do squares or rectangles. Odd shapes, I have an expert. Anyway, so I was gifted all of this for my birthday last year by Sharon. So she gifted me the fabric, the charts, all the threads. So this is flamingo bells. I did add beads rather than single stitches. I think I might have added a few extra beads. These are on 18 count Petit Point Aida by Zweigart, and then I bought this really cute pom-pom trim to go around. And actually, and the ribbon is some silk ribbon, grey and pink silk ribbon that Sharon gave me in a craft swap, in a Biscorner swap a couple of years ago, which is kind of how I first got to know Sharon. Although she had been watching my channel, but that's how I got to know it. And then we have Flamingo All the Way. So they're all finished exactly the same. Yeah, Flamingo All the Way, with just some felt inside and then sticky felt on the back. I am going to put some date charms on the back. And then we've got Falalamingo with their little, scrunch those up a bit more, tiny pom-pom bits on the end of their hats, which I added myself by cutting up. I've got some even finer pom-pom trim than this, and I just cut off 2 pom-poms. So let me see if I can hold all 3 without covering everything up. I love these. I'm so thrilled with them. Couldn't be happier. So hands-on design, flamboyant Christmas, I think it's called. There were 3 charts, so Flamingo Bells, Falalamingo, and Flamingo All the Way. So I think they are absolutely fabulous. I love them. The pom-poms were just on eBay, probably. Yeah, eBay, I expect. And it literally, I used the entire length that I had, bought a metre, thinking that's plenty. Yeah, Just about did it. Okay, that's all the FFO. So that's a 15-minute FFO section. Well, 10-minute. We talked about rubbish for a while. I also had a finish this morning. I'm just going to do that just because it's going to be easier to show you. There we go. Okay, so this is Unwieldy Gnome Row by Bent Creek. I was selling this with Helen, East Coast Crafter, Helen D on FlossTube, East Coast Crafter on YouTube. So let's just do a close up and I shall shuffle it along. So I stitched in exactly 4 of the called for. I did 5 of the called for DMCs, so 4 of the called for fancies, 5 of the called for alternate DMCs, and the rest I made up as I went along. And this lovely, you can see it in the V the best, but this kind of the dark greeny blue, it's a beautiful silk from No. Sale. And it was a joy to stitch with, and I loved stitching all those leaves. The charm bear came with it. Yeah, lovely, great stitch. Don't know why it's been in my stash for so long. So that's a really nice finish. And a nice big stitch from Stash Credit, which reminds me I must do my stitch from Stash for last month. I haven't done that yet. On to, right, on, check the list. On to whips, and something that's so close to a finish it's crazy. This is Mischief Managed by Fiddlesticks AU in the her full puff colourway. I'm stitching this for my daughter. So footprints are now done, all the words are done, and I've started the snitch, and I have 260 stitches left, which will be done later on because I need exactly 260 stitches for one of my daily 30 challenges. And there we go. So loving how this turns out. I did end up, these are 2 slightly different colours, and they're the same, they were just 2 different dye lots, so never mind, we're just going with it. It looks absolutely fine. From a distance you can't tell because you can't, so that's fine. Happy to go with it. That's DMC. Stitched in the DMC called for, and I love how it looks on this black 14 count Zweigart Aida. Super pleased. It's looking really great. It'll be exciting to have another finish next week for you. What else have I stitched on then? There's been a few. I have. I failed miserably at Whip Go last week. No, I didn't fail miserably. I missed one, which is actually probably the smallest too, which is the MLK sampler. This is on PTP Pewter, 18 count. Oh, it's that way up. I don't remember which way up it was. So my whip go was to finish the border. I didn't quite get there, but as you can see, not a lot left to go, and it is literally 2 stitches over 2 rows alternating. So it's super easy border to do. That is, I'm doing it in my own colourway, so that's the MLK sampler, which looks a bit like that, but I'm doing it in blue, yeah, blue for the red, grey for the the dark brown. The leaves here are going to be green, and then the white in the flowers and in the bird's feet will be grits. So this is my colour palette for it. The blue is Blue Coat Blue. The green will be Mirkwood by Sparklies. Actually, it's 2 greys, I think. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it's a light grey and a dark grey, a light brown and a dark brown. So I've got graphite for the lighter brown and gunmetal for the darker one, and then oh yeah, and then grits for the cream white. So that's my colour palette. So I really like that. I saw somebody else on Instagram, and I really can't remember who, stitch it like that, and this inspired me to read up a bit more about the civil rights movement. I did read over Christmas a book called Black and British by David Auguste. I completely butchered his surname, and part of me doesn't know how to pronounce it, part of me generally can't remember what it's called. I've watched a few of his documentaries. There's one called A House Through Time, which is really interesting. He's written a couple of books. He did a children's version of it, which is what I read, because sometimes when you don't know a lot about a subject, read a children's book. It's kind of aimed at kind of, not children's, it's not like a picture book, it's aimed at teenagers, I guess. But it's quite simple, it just goes through the ages. And he's also obviously got the full version, which I intend to read too. So that was just a really time to learn more. You're never too old to learn stuff. So next up, Tannenbaum with a random Lizzie Kate in there. So Old Tannenbaum by Brenda Gervais with my needle and thread is this one. I stitched this one at the bottom. I'm now working on this. So my whip go goal for this was 2 blocks. It's got my own conversion, which is that there. A lot of it is colours that were in Jack Frost's Tree Farm, very similar kind of colour palette. And I did, Daily 30 had an Easter egg hunt hosted by me. It was my brainchild, yeah. Now you can see this one, I finished there. So I needed 800 stitches because I could double dip with Zombie, and look how much I got done. So I think he's looking fantastic. Yeah, I completely messed up the bottom pattern here, so made it up as I went along. It's symmetrical, it's fine, it's in keeping with what it was like. So that probably won't come out again this month unless unless the only thing I can find to do it is for a prompt. The other 400 stitches for my Easter egg hunt was on Lizzie Kate's Flip It, the August block. I've got this down for a few times for some monthlies as well, so let's just pop that behind. Once again, in my own conversion of a bit of this and a bit of that. I'm going to say, is that? No. Oh, who knows, I probably can't find the thread pack in here. I did re-kit, oh, that's all my August threads, so I have no idea. There'll be some DMC, I did pull the colours I was going to do it in, but I've obviously just not put them back in properly. Ah, that's the green. So green was a Jodyri design called Rainforest, and then the darker green was a DMC. And then I just think I was just going to wing it for the rest of the colours. Let's put it actually back in the right place. So that's that one. I just realised I've got only got one fancy project bag this week. It's all wash bags and ones from wherever. Right, what have we done? Okay. Oh, that's in my Christine bag is Cardinal Points. I think I've worked on this since I last saw you, and I possibly did Elizabeth Shepherd too, but I haven't brought that in. So Cardinal Points. Sorry. You all know it, you love it. I love it too. Cardinal Points by Long Dog Samplers in conjunction with Gentle Art Threads. Can't get the charts back in the magazine. Oh, can't get the charts back in the project bag. There's those glorious colours and a random skein of white, and then some needles stuck into a bit of foam. Interesting. Anyway, I hit the bottom half. I think I don't know. There we are. I've hit the bottom corner now. I know that's fairly new. Possibly may have done 4 or 5 of these. 3 or 4 of them maybe. I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Brought the border down. It's looking amazing now. So that's pretty much the whole for one side. I haven't really done much on it. That's it in its entirety. Where I'm up to. So kind of working between pages 2 and 4 at the moment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. yeah, 4, 5, 6. So kind of working between pages 2 and 4, which is the top, middle and bottom left. So that'll be out a couple of times as I have it down. I still need to zombie it, and I still need to zombie run is no, zombie run is the yearly challenge in the daily 30 group, which is a closed group where I'm an admin. There we go, words. So I need to do 400 stitches for that for zombie this month, and I've got, I think, 400 slated for it for my monthly in daily 30. I'm only in daily 30, it's only kind of challenge group I'm in. That's enough for me to manage. I am in shock and awe, both of them, about the people who can juggle 4 or 5 challenge groups and participate in all of them. I just do everything in daily 30. So I'm doing the yearly zombie run, the monthly challenges, this month is Spring Basket, and then I do the weeklies as well, and then the daily, which is daily 30. All that. So that'll be out this again in the next couple of weeks. I haven't brought it in, but my I've just Cheryl McKinnon, our esteemed daily 30 leader, has just posted the newest event, and I've managed to get all 5 prompts into one project. Result. And it's one I need to work on for Whip Go, because I haven't talked about Jenny. There's a challenge group. Not so much. I just tie it to everything else. But my Whip Go, Jessie Marie's brainchild. It's kind of like bingo, but Whip Go. My projects called this month were I've got 2 boards, a big board and a little board. So I needed 10 days on a Christmas whip. So 2 days went on a Tannenbaum. I need 7 days on a Flip It, or the Flip It's. So I've done 1 day on Lizzie Kate, and I've got 1, 2, 3, another 3 days in the monthly to do. So that's great. I've got Tiny Modernist Christmas Dreams is my Christmas whip choice. So I managed to get 5 prompts in the weekly, plus 1, 2, another 2 in the monthly. So that's 7. So I only need to do 1 more Christmas whip day, which is fantastic. I need 1,500 stitches on Elizabeth Shepherd, so 4 of those will come out zombie, and I'll shoehorn it in. Oh, I've got it shoehorned in for 2 other challenges too, so it adds up. And then I need 500 on Monkey Wrench, which is not planned in for anything yet, but we're only on the 9th. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. So that's the plans. And I'm going to get that little teeny tiny, yes, an entire year's worth of stitching in one little bag. I still haven't finished this. So, Mischief Manager will be finished today. Can't think what it's called. MLK Sampler's going in to be my new daily 30 piece, but I'm going to quickly knock this one out in daily 32. So probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I doubt it'll take long. There's like 450 stitches in it, so 100 stitches, and I've probably done, I don't know how many I've done there. April, I have done 136. I have no idea how many I've done. Not many by the looks of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter, that's neither here nor there. Probably 100, I guess. Anyway, so probably 3, so yeah, 2 or 3 days, job's a good one. Job is a good one. There we go, so that's kind of my plans. Oh, so much! No, not really. I've had daily 30 group minders made, so we've got a daily 30 one there, and the zombie one for the yearly at the bottom. If you're a daily 30 person and you're watching and you're like, oh, minders for daily 30, they're in my Etsy store, Black Pear Stitchery. All linked below. All the things. Apparently we're doing Black Pear. Nothing new made up to show because I just haven't really, inspiration hasn't struck, but I've had loads of new stuff in, so I'm hoping next week. Kids are still off school. So I've had these, trying to hold them all in one go. These gorgeous resin pendants. Won't be selling that one. That's just landed in my coffee. That one. It's a cutesy one. These are great needle minders too. purple with the pansies. A lovely silver bee one. I was really pleased when I saw these ones. Oh, okay. Leans across the table. Gets the other one of, holds it away from the coffee. So I love those, and there were several more designs, so I'm really excited to show that, to have to make stuff with those. Yeah, saw them, was like, I love those. They were more than I would usually spend on a pendant, but I was just kind of like, they're fantastic. So right, I've also had a bit of a needle minder restock. It's all in the shop. Go and have a look. Okie dokie, let's shift on to giveaways. I haven't bought the chart in because it's in the box. Carol Webster, you won the mermaid chart. 3 of you entered. Carol, you won. Kaz, can you give my emails below? Email me with your postal address and I'll pop the chart in the post at some point. This month, keeping in with Stitch Asia, there's this little blue chart. Well, willow pattern, based on the willow pattern. So it's a full little card kit. So what are you going to say? Willow, use the word willow, W-I-L-L-O-W, and I will actually scratch that. Tell me if you've participated in Stitch Asia last month or whether you're continuing on this month. So a Stitch Asia. There we go, there's that one. That'll be drawn in a couple of weeks' time. As we edge closer to 1,000 subscribers and 100 floss tubes, like proper floss tubes, not all the extra bits, and my 4th year floss tube anniversary. Oh, funny thing, popped up in my Facebook time thing, you know, memories thing. Apparently it was 4 years ago this week that I discovered floss tube. Thanks very much to Joe, who like kind of gave me a list of 10 people to try. Yeah, so random facts here, random things on floss tube. That's very much my channel. So that's that. Let's jump into the 100 subs club at 32:28, because I've been given strict instructions by the editing department. Okay, so thank you to everybody who has made suggestions. I have spent the last 2 days watching a lot of floss tube. So these are the last people on my original list, and I will be shouting out lots of other people coming up. Keep giving me suggestions. Nominate yourself. I really don't mind if you nominate yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to nominate you. I'm sorry, wobbling the table. Right, so we've got Stitching and Wishing. That's Jamie. She's so softly spoken. She's got dogs. It's always pets are always a big seller for me. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for an animal in a floss tube video. Yeah, she's got some alpha embroidery things on the go. She stitches the small, she stitches the big things. Yeah, and she's so softly spoken. She's got one of those lovely voices to listen to. I really like Jamie. Stephanie, the Ivy House Crafter. She's got some beautiful pieces on the go. Paints too. Yeah, Stephanie. I'm not going to be able to say that. So Nicole stitches with sphinxes. Is that right? I'm rubbish at words. Bless her. She's been suffering with an arm injury and hasn't been able to stitch much. Hasn't stopped her shopping. So, but it's really starting to frustrate her. So go and give Nicole some love and see what she's bought recently. Amy, Sprinklestein Stitches, bless her. She's another US stitcher. All these people are in the US, by the way, in various places, because I'm rubbish with places. So I want to say, Amy, you're New Jersey, right? Could be wrong there. I'm completely wrong, and I've just offended people too. So lost her beloved cat recently, so you may have heard her being shouted out on a couple of the channels because she lost Grouchy. But she stitches all sorts and everything, and she's got beautiful things, and she's stitching Chester's House Sal and other things too, and I can't remember what, because I'm a terrible floss tube watcher and my memory is rubbish, as Heather says. That's what said to me last night. I could tell you anything, you won't remember it. And you're probably right. So there we go. So those are the under 1,000 subs club for this week. I'm so pleased to hear other people who have picked up this and run with it. Obviously Sarah and Heather, who have supported this from the start and really got on board and were like, yep, let's do this. And then Janet Jabber. I know Janet shouted a lot of people out and made it a feature in hers channel. Becca's Ambry Stitches has. There are other people, oh, I can't remember. Vicky Stitch and Button. Oh, there's another person, somebody said go, and I haven't watched their video. I don't even think I've watched their videos before. Oh, that's bugging me now, and I don't know who. Oh, of course I do watch them. Sammy Jo Stitches. I completely forgot about that. Sammy Jo gave the most perfect explanation of why we're doing it. It's not because we want to monetize and things like that, although potentially that could be some people's motivations. It's not mine, but it's all the little extra things that you get to do. Like you can put up the little, I was going to say flashcards, but it's not, but you know what I mean. You can kind of leave a little notification and just say, sorry, I'm not recording this week because I've got COVID or something like that. Which is what I'd have loved to have been able to do last November when I was ill, and the November before when I had the flu. So make me sound like I'm a really sickly person. It would have been really nice to be able to do that, just to say, sorry, I'm not with you this week. Whatever reason, because you can plan for the holidays and things like that, and I often have a stitch with me or something and I'll pre-record something ready to go up, but it's the unexpected things that you think, oh, it would be nice to jump on and just leave a message, and it's just the little things that YouTube does. You end up in more searches and stuff like that as well. Yeah, lots of things you can do when you hit 1,000 subs. It's kind of that really big milestone. So that's that. So hopefully names have been on screens and things like that. Hubby said he'd do that for me this week. Yeah, I'm looking around on the table. I pulled my needle felting out again this week. I went diving in the garage for this, and I made a little bumblebee. I have a picture here actually of my little bee. Then I go and steal it from my sister-in-law, took it home with her. 37.50. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it here because I'm rambling now. Really, I'm rambling. It's been a very rambly video. Take care, friends. Have a great stitchy fortnight. Stay safe. Enjoy the better weather. It's been miserable here today, but enjoy the weather if you can get outside, and enjoy your spring or your autumn before the weather hits unbearable. Either way, really, isn't it? So get outside and enjoy what you can. Enjoy your stitching. Oh, I didn't show you my we got a black pair, then we segued into something else. My expo purchases. I was very restrained. Actually, unusually I need to buy 2 or 3. Janine McGowan is a genius, and Tudor Bee. I saw it when she did it for a guild last year, and I saw it on Floss Shoot, and I adored it and hoped she'd release it, and she has. Look at that. How perfect is it? And then Coffee Time by Ink Circles, because coffee. And hubby loves it, it's got orange on, so that's his favourite colour. So to be honest, I don't think I'll change the colourway at all. So there we go. But yeah. So, and they're not huge ones either. What the size is? The size 87. Coffee Time is 87 by 87. And then the Tudor Bee is 100 by 83. So there we go. Lovely jubbly. Those are my expo purchases. So I'm going to tidy up and try not to drop things in my coffee again. So until next time, friends, take care. Have a good stitchy fortnight. I'll be back next week with a stitch with me. Yeah. So take care, friends, and I will see you then. Bye bye.